Welcome to the Epcotian Adventure,
a podcast where we talk about all things Disney, but we're Epcot-centered.
including tips and tricks, festivals and favorites, and the very latest in our rankings and reviews.
But we're still old enough to remember when you knew you'd arrived at Disney, when you could see the top of the Matterhorn from the freeway.
This is episode 67. These are a few of our favorite things, Disney edition.
Or, no raindrops, no roses, just rides and snacks and Disney things.
So now, please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the podcast as we embark on our Epcotian adventure. Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 67 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And, you know, folks, sometimes life throws you lemons. And this week, life threw us lemons. So
and it sucked.
Yeah, this is going to be a short edition this week as we kind of do a fill-in for not having as much time as we normally do.
We didn't want to leave you with nothing.
Right.
So we just are kind of doing a off the cuff. You know, okay, if you've heard any of our interview episodes, and if you haven't, you should, because they're really fun. But if you haven't, if you've heard any of those, you know that we end each interview doing quick fire. So favorite Disney movie, favorite Disney character, just boom, 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 question. So we decided we're going to do a whole new set of questions for each other. So this is just our version of a Disney quickfire. Now, we should specify that we haven't heard each other's list of questions like we like to do. We each came up with 10. So how do we want to do this? Do we want to do one for you, one for me, one for you, one for me? Or do you want me to do all 10 and you do all 10?
No, let's do one and one.
We're making this up as we go.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the normal pattern we have. So let's just do that.
Okay, I like it.
Why don't you go ahead and start us off?
Okay, so Rod, what is your favorite Disney character?
My favorite Disney character? That's a good question. Over the years, I've had a lot of favorite characters that have changed with age. For me, currently, Stitch.
Nice.
Stitch is my favorite character, has been since Lilo and Stitch came out. But a real quick, close second is Nick from Zootopia.
Oh, Nick Wilde.
Yeah.
Nick Wilde.
He was, yes, he was going to have his own theme park in the original version of the storyline, which was really dark, so I'm glad they didn't go with that. But
yeah.
I'm hearing later on that they might try to bring that in somehow. Like a brother of his has a theme park or something.
Like in the sequel?
Yeah, well, yeah, maybe.
Interesting.
It'd be interesting to see how that works out.
Because they have said they're making a Zootopia too.
Oh, it's already in production, yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It's actually going to be out this year in November.
Now,
is what I've seen.
With Stitch being your favorite character, tell us your feelings on doing a live-action Lilo and Stitch.
Hate it. What? Nobody asked for a live-action Lilo and Stitch. Nobody asked for a second Haunted Mansion movie.
Nobody asked for a live-action anything.
Yeah, although I hear the live-action Lion Kings are pretty good. I would like to see Mufasa when it comes out.
Yeah, I'll cry.
That'd be interesting.
I'll cry.
Yeah.
Live-action Jungle Book was fine. I mean, they're fine.
True, live-action Jungle Cruise, which was not animated, so I guess that's the same thing. But
I actually said Jungle Book.
Oh, Jungle Book. That was good.
Yeah,
I
did enjoy live-action Little Mermaid, but live-action Lilo, come on.
Yeah, nobody's asking for that. Okay, Sue, what is your favorite Magic Kingdom ride?
Ooh, okay, so my favorite ride at Magic Kingdom is I have to say Pirates, because Pirates is always my favorite, even though it's my least favorite of the Pirates. So I'm going to give a close second and say TTC, People Mover.
Oh, yeah, the transportation of the future, of
the 60s.
1960s, yeah. Anyway, 71 and up.
Well, yes.
Well, not even that. It was more like 74 and up, because
so
People Mover didn't open at... Good point.
But that is like the ultimate in the relaxation ride, and typically when we do a Disney trip, it's all about trying to chill out and relax. So those are going to be my favorites.
Cool.
Question number 2. What is your Oh, this is kind of funny off of what we just did. What is your favorite live-action Disney film?
Oh, my favorite live-action Disney.
Now, this could go all the way back to like Shaggy D.A., That Darn Cat, all the way back there. Or it could be something current like the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
I think Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, is probably my favorite of the live-action films.
That's a great answer.
Using the words action in there, because I do like the original Tron,
mm-hmm.
the original Black Hole.
Oh,
I love those films. Something Wicked This Way Comes.
That one's still creepy.
Watcher in the Woods.
Also creepy.
Yeah, those were fantastic old 70s and 80s Disney films that still have a place in my heart. But I really think that the very first Pirates, just since I was a pirate of the Caribbean, just had a lot of oomph in my feels.
And it had so many nods to the ride.
Oh, it did. I just love it. And I love that whole series. I would say Pirates.
Now, if you are one of our younger listeners, you should understand that the movie Pirates of the Caribbean was based on the ride Pirates of the Caribbean. And the original ride did not have the Pirates of the Caribbean movie characters in them. So what we have now is a ride based on a movie based on a ride.
I love that.
And somehow it worked.
All right, Sue, number 2. What is your favorite Epcot show?
Ooh, Epcot show. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think I'm going to have to go with my initial instinct, since it's not really a quick fire at this point. It's a pseudo quick fire.
A quickish fire.
My initial instinct is to say Voices of Liberty.
Oh, nice.
It is hard to beat. They are an a cappella group that sings in the rotunda of the American Adventure Pavilion. They do seasonal songs and Christmas songs at Christmas. They do Americana songs the rest of the year. They are just absolutely phenomenal. Their talent is unmatched. They are so, so good. And they are consistently good, even with different members of the group hopping in and out of the ensemble. So they manage to maintain that high level of quality, and it's air conditioned when you listen to them. So it's a win-win.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Question number 3 for you. What is your favorite animated Disney film?
Oh. Well, that's a toughie. I mean, it's easy to say Zootopia.
Right.
Because that's my favorite film, animated film of all time. It's my favorite Disney film of all time. However, I'm going to go back and say a close second is Lilo and Stitch.
Okay.
And because I love Stitch so much, I loved that first movie when it came out. I saw it after work at the AMC Downtown Disney at Disneyland Resort when it first came out at like 11:30 p.m. and the theater was full of people that had just gotten off work.
All
and
cast
when
members.
Lilo started to punch that little girl, people were standing in the aisle going, "Yes, yes," because it was cathartic after dealing with guests all day. So,
but
yeah.
finally, a Disney character who acted in a real manner
And stood up for herself. Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic film. But I'm going to have to say Zootopia is my favorite of all time.
That's a great answer.
Sue, number 3, what is the most missed attraction for you at Disneyland?
Ooh, Disneyland. Favorite missed attraction. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there haven't been that many that have disappeared over the years. It's been fewer than Magic Kingdom, it seems like.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to go way, way back and, well, People Mover.
There you go.
But since we already talked about TTC and People Mover being at Magic Kingdom, I'm going to go ahead and say Adventures Through Inner Space.
Oh, good choice.
I loved that attraction. You got to ride in the Atommobile, and they shrunk you down. And at the time, I was convinced that they actually shrunk you down.
Oh, yeah,
go
that
in
giant
microscope.
eyeball?
Oh, yeah.
I was convinced as a kid that was real.
Absolutely. And then you like shrunk down into the snowflakes, and it was very science-y and very fun. And again, Walt loved his edutainment.
Oh, awesome. Awesome choice.
So, yes. All right. Number 4. This is weird because it's like when you ask me a question, now I want to hear your answer to that. But that's not how we're doing this.
Nope.
So this is just how we're doing it this time. Number 4. Who is your favorite Disney voice? And this could be films, cartoons, rides.
I have the answer.
I thought you might.
Thurl Ravenscroft.
I thought it might be.
It has to be Thurl.
Tell us who Thurl is.
Thurl is the voice of Tony the Tiger, but he's also one of the Mellow Men, so he's the bass voice and caricature that you see in the Haunted Mansion, in the graveyard for the singing bus. He is all over the parks. A close second, of course, is going to be Paul Frees, who's the ghost host and who also is the voice of Adventure Through Inner Space.
The only thing that I thought you might say instead of Thurl, well, Paul Frees, of course, because of Mansion.
Right.
But the other thing that I thought you might say was Gary Owens.
Gary Owens was such a good voice, and we just talked about
a couple
episode
episodes
or two ago, yeah, where we talked about our favorite missed things from Epcot. and he was the voice of the 70s, really, but he was the voice of World of Motion at Epcot. Yeah.
Yeah, and back to Thurl real quick, Thurl Ravenscroft. He also sang You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. He's known for that. But a fun nod to him, in the Pirates Queue in Florida, there is the big stone, like, piano out there, and it's labeled as the brand of it is Ravenscroft.
At Haunted Mansion, not at Pirates.
I'm sorry, I thought I said Haunted Mansion. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. But
in the Haunted Mansion queue.
I knew what you meant.
Yeah, but they might not.
Speaking of that, number 4, what is your favorite Haunted Mansion?
Oh, wow.
Because, you know, mine's Phantom Manor at
I do.
Disneyland Paris. What's your favorite Haunted Mansion?
Oh, my gosh. Okay. This is a tough one. My favorite Haunted Mansion is going to be... I have to go with the original. I have to go with Disneyland. Mainly because it has Andy's Hatbox Ghost.
Right.
So that gives it a little extra oomph. But they also do the overlay for Nightmare Before Christmas at Halloween, which I love.
Right.
So because of those two things, I'm going to give it to Disneyland, the original.
There was no wrong answer.
No, there really wasn't. Okay. They're all wonderful. All right, question number 5 for you. What is your favorite Pixar short?
Oh, my favorite Pixar short is not Bow.
That one is creepy.
Eat the character at the end.
Seriously. It's so cute up until that.
Piper is one of my favorites, the one with the bird at the ocean.
Those are adorable.
I think that one's really fun. But my favorite one, by far, is going to be For the Birds. One of the original ones where the bird is sitting on the wire and...
I love that one.
It gets sunk down, and all the birds hitting up next to him, and he's just... What did you think I was going to say?
The rabbit.
Oh, Presto.
Presto.
Okay, Presto and For the Birds, I'm going to say are probably at the top. You're right, because when the guy sticks his hand into the light socket and starts doing the dance. Okay, those two are... Yeah.
For the Birds is excellent, but you cannot watch Presto and not laugh out loud.
That is very true. I'm going to say that Presto is my number 2 then. Yeah.
I'm glad you remembered the name of the short because I couldn't remember the name of it, but I knew you would.
Okay, number 5, Sue. What is your favorite Space Mountain?
Oh my gosh. Okay, my favorite space... No, this is easy. Okay. My favorite Space Mountain is Paris.
I had a feeling.
Hyperspace Mountain in Discoveryland in Paris is by far and literally the only one that I actually ride anymore.
Yeah.
It's still rough like the others, but you enter the cars easier. You don't have to crawl out of them.
Yeah, like a Magic Kingdom.
And it's awful.
It's painful and it's embarrassing.
But it's also the only one that goes upside down, which I love. And I don't know if it's still there. We should go find out.
Well, okay, we should, yes.
I don't know if it's still there, but the Star Wars overlay was fantastic.
That is the Hyperspace Mountain version. That is the Star Wars overlay.
Man, I love that.
And because when the TIE fighter shoots down the middle of the barrel roll as you're going through it, that is one of my favorite Disney ride moments of all time.
It's so good. It is a little rough, like they all are, and you do get thrown around a bit, but oh man, I love that ride. All right, number 6. What is an Disney IP, intellectual property, that does not have an attraction that should have an attraction?
This one is so easy for me. It's the Jungle Book. I've thought the Jungle Book should have an attraction for years. Soon I've even said that they need to pull out the theming at Animal Kingdom for the rafting ride and make it Jungle Book.
Yes.
It is one of my favorite animateds over the years.
For sure.
And it screams the Asia section at Animal Kingdom. So that is the easiest one for me to pick right off the top of my head.
It's such a good answer.
I mean, there's a ton others. We were talking about it just today. Cinderella has never had a dark ride.
Right.
And
Sleeping Beauty never had a dark ride.
But I think
Robin Hood has never had a dark ride.
That would be fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's so many. So Mary Poppins
almost had a dark ride.
No, it almost had a stupid spinny thing.
Well, that's teacups. Whoa,
no.
Yes, I'm sorry. I almost had a ride with spinning teacups.
Which would have been horrible.
Thank heavens that got pulled.
Yeah, she deserves a dark ride too.
All right, my number 6 for you. What is your favorite railroad?
Oh.
And this could include the one at Animal Kingdom or the one that used to be at the Wilderness Campground.
Side question.
Side question.
Does it include Casey Jr.?
Yes.
Okay, my favorite railroad is Casey Jr.
There
in
you go.
Paris.
I thought you might say Thunder Mountain, but
Oh.
Casey Jr. Paris is a very good one.
I am not going to include Thunder Mountain in my railroad,
But it
even
says
though
railroad right
it
in the
literally
title.
does. It literally says it in the name.
Casey Jr. Paris. That's an interesting one. Please, explain.
Casey Jr., if you've ridden it at Disneyland, it's very much the kiddie coaster, and it goes around the little storybook
Land canal boats.
canal boats, yeah. So you see the little houses and the little things, and it's just a slow-moving ride, and you ride in the cages. Very cute. The one at Disneyland Paris is the same thing, but it's kicked up a notch.
Yeah, it's more of a powered coaster.
Yeah.
Than it is just more of a railroad at Disneyland.
It just has a tiny little kick to it, and it's so much of my childhood. I remember so clearly at Disneyland riding in those cages, the animal cages with Mom and Dad and Rod, and it was just so much fun when I was a kid. So to have the version at Paris that's just kicked up a notch is just super fun. I love that one. But I love all the railroads.
Yeah.
So, to be fair. All right, number 7. Who is your favorite Disney bear?
Oh, okay. This is hard because of the country bears.
Country bears.
I have
Winnie the Pooh.
Wendell is my favorite country bear.
Yes.
But I love Humphrey the bear
I love Humphrey Bear.
from the old animated.
First you pick it
short.
up, put it in the bag. Bum, bum.
And just like, duh. I love Humphrey.
He's so cute.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Wendell. I think Wendell is my favorite bear from the Disney genre, except Baloo.
Oh.
Baloo, I'm going to take that back. Baloo is my favorite Disney bear
Okay.
from Jungle Book. Because of Phil
There's
Harris.
a lot of Disney bears.
There are. Phil Harris is great. Oh, yeah. I mean, Brother Bear, Coda, is a
Oh my gosh, yeah.
fantastic
Oh, Winnie the
character.
Pooh.
Winnie is good. He's not been always one of my favorites, though.
He's
he took
a
my
long-
bears out of Disneyland, and
He did.
he
Brer
took
Bear.
out Mr. Toad. Brer Bear,
Speaking
correct,
of
and Whisplash.
rides coming out.
Yeah. Or he's
But
been
there's-
evicted. Rufus the Bear, who's the one you never see, but you hear at the Country Bear Jamboree. But I'm going with Baloo.
That is an excellent
Yeah,
answer.
because Phil Harris. I'm a huge Phil Harris fan. So.
Oh, me too.
All right, number 7 on my side. What is your favorite snack at Tokyo Disneyland Resort?
Now, okay.
I know what you're thinking.
I know.
But there's a couple other really good ones we had.
Okay.
I can tell you what I think you're about to say. No, go ahead.
No, I want to know what you think.
I was going to say it's either going to be the gyoza
Yes.
or it's going to be the curry popcorn from Disneyland.
Those are both
from
Disney Sea.
Mediterranean Harbor. Yeah,
Those
Disney
are
Sea.
both on my list. Those are both the first things that I thought of. We did have a number of good things. That fried rice that we got.
Oh, from Volcania.
I don't know if that could be counted
Well,
as a
yeah,
snack.
Yeah, because we added as a side with the gyoza.
Well, that's true. But I've heard, well, what we've seen, the gyoza has changed. But I'm still going to go with the one that we had.
Right.
So
So back in 2012, when we went to Tokyo Disney.
Yes, at Tokyo Disney Sea in the volcano.
Mysterious Island.
Mysterious
area.
Island.
Mhm. Down
Down
underneath.
way down by the water level. There's a snack stand. And they still serve gyoza from what I understand. Or
I think they're
gyoza dog.
dogs now, yeah.
So when we had it, it was gyoza and it was absolute perfection. We got it, I don't know how many times.
Oh, with the Kirin orange soda.
A Kirin orange.
Which you cannot get in the U.S.
So Kirin here in the U.S. is Japanese beer. In Japan, they make an orange soda that is
To
like
die
carbonated
for.
orange juice is the best I can think of.
Yeah,
No pulp.
so
It's not
amazing.
pulpy. That would be gross with the carbonation. But it's just, it tastes like the fruit, not like the artificial flavoring. And it was absolutely incredible.
Well, and the combination of the two, I don't know why, but it was magical.
Yes.
It was so good.
Yeah, we got it several times. So definitely that. But curry popcorn, close second.
And that's available in Mediterranean Harbor at Tokyo Disney Sea.
Or it was when we were there.
That's
The
correct.
flavors change out. So now they have some kind of roast beef flavor. So
I saw that.
who knows what to make of that.
Interesting. Yep. Okay.
Okay. Number 8 is going to be who? No, not who. This would be a what. What is your favorite Disney area music?
Oh, my favorite Disney area music has got to be the Epcot entrance music.
Nice.
And specifically from the 80s through the early 90s when it had all of the attraction music in it from all of just the little snippets from all of the attractions. I tend to listen to it very often. Even today, if I'm listening, like going down the road, I'll put it on if I can. Not using my phone while I'm driving, but I can get it in on the YouTube app and listen to it in the car. I love that music.
If you're not familiar with the concept of area music, every time you switch lands or switch areas of the parks, you're going to have a different music that encompasses the theme of the area you're in. So it'll change as you walk through the park. If you're in Tomorrowland, it's going to be vastly different from if you're in Frontierland. So it's going to be there pretty much all the time, omnipresently. And you will hear it as you walk through the parks if you're paying attention. And it's fantastic. I personally, were I answering the question, would also have gone with Epcot entrance music. But close second would be Main Street.
Well, you're going to love this. This is how much we think alike, folks. My number 8 question for Sue is, what is your favorite Epcot music?
Oh my gosh.
So we're going to go with the Epcot entrance music?
We are not.
Live with the Land.
We're going to Live with the Land.
I knew it.
Specifically the dark tunnel with the screens.
Music.
The barn music with the screens. That is some of my favorite music on the planet. Last time we were there, I was actually having a little blood pressure episode, and I needed to bring my blood pressure down, and we put on that music, and I closed my eyes, and it did the trick.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's incredible music.
It's very therapeutic.
It really is. Oh, that was good. But good. Look at us.
Thank you.
Number 9. You have 1 hour in Epcot. What are you going to do with it?
I am going to go to Disney's Animal Kingdom.
No. You have 1 hour in Epcot.
Right. I'm going to go outside, get on a bus, go to Disney's Animal Kingdom,
No.
and go to the...
No.
Not going to go get the night monkey? Okay.
We do love the Nomad Bar. Nomad Bar.
What? Which is what... This is better than one night in Bangkok, from what I understand. 1 hour at Epcot. If I'm coming into the main entrance, I'm going to ride Spaceship Earth. I'm going to go over and then ride Living with the Land. And then I'm going to run over and grab some corn from the walk-up outside of Mexico. And then leisurely eat it as I'm walking back out to my car.
That is an absolutely perfect hour in Epcot.
I think so.
Well done, sir.
Well, thank you. My number 9 for you is, what is your most missed element, could be anything, at Walt Disney World?
Wow, that is a huge question.
That's a big one, yeah. That's why I put it at the end.
My automatic first instinct...
This doesn't have to be something that is gone. This just could be something that you miss, like you would want to do as well.
Explain.
Well, I mean... something we don't do often anymore. You miss doing.
Oh.
So it doesn't have to be gone. Just something you really enjoy at Disney World that you haven't done in a long time, or that is gone. I'm just broadening it for you.
That is interesting. Okay, so my first instinct, when I was picturing the question as being something that is gone, that an element that I miss, was Dreamfinder.
Ooh.
We just talked about this and the things that we miss. And it's not just the character of Dreamfinder, but everything that he represented in that first iteration of the Journey into Imagination pavilion, the innocence that was there, the ride with the original Figment, everything that was and what it meant to the original Epcot. But given the new thing that you said about expanding into things that we just don't do very often, I will say the Wild Animal Trek.
Oh, very good answer.
And that
we've only done that the one time, and it was fantastic.
It was
at Animal Kingdom.
Unbelievable. It is not cheap. It's not a cheap experience, but it's a couple hours long. You get lunch included, and you go behind the scenes at the Animal Kingdom safari. So you get to go backstage and watch them feed the hippos, and you get to feed the hippos yourself. They give you lettuce. The lettuce. That's right, we did. Yeah. That was pretty cool. And we got to walk over the rickety bridge that goes over the alligators, and it was just so cool. You eat lunch on the savannah while the Tommies are out there and the gazelle, and it's just like it was an incredible experience. So that is the thing that I miss that we don't do often, that I would love to do more often. Does that make sense? Very good. All right, last question. All right, Rod. What is your favorite scene in It's a Small World? Wow. Okay. My favorite scene, oddly enough, is at the It's a Small World in Paris and Tokyo, where they have the U.S. segments. Okay. They're similar, but they're very
conceptualized, like idealized looking at the U.S. with cowboys and Indians and Hollywood, and it's unique to those...
And a football player.
And a football player, yes. Unique to those international parks, whereas, of course, here in the U.S., you don't need the U.S. really represented in It's a Small World at Disneyland or Disney World because you're already in the U.S.
It is interesting to see how they see us as a capsulized image. And it's the same, like, we represent France as the Eiffel Tower and can-can dancers. Like,
Exactly.
that doesn't encompass France, but to us, like, that says, yes, you're in Paris now.
All right, number 10 for you is, what is your favorite Disney transportation? And this can be at any of the resorts and any form of transportation.
Okay. Oh, my. Okay, my first instinct, of course, is to say the Skyliner because I adore the Skyliner. And that goes to several of the Disney resorts in Florida, as well as Epcot and Hollywood Studios. But a really close second is going to be the boat in Tokyo Disney Sea.
Yeah, because that's the one that goes from port to port.
Yes. And I absolutely loved taking that. It was raining when we took it. But for some reason, it just sticks in my head as like the ultimate in relaxation, and it just feels adventurous because you're going back through. I love it. I loved it.
Good answer. Well, folks, that's 10 of our favorite things each. Let us know what we missed or what you think of those favorite things, and let us know some of your favorite things down in the comments. We'd love to see them.
Or what would you have put as your questions?
Great idea. We're going to do more of these as time goes on, as we need some filler episodes. So
Give us some ideas.
Suggestions. Yeah, that's a great idea. Before we go, we'd like to give a big thank you to Riley Piper, Paul Trett, Joey Humphrey, and Evan Piper for their help and support. Our theme music composer is Jason Patrick Rowan, whose music is licensed through Pond 5. And of course, thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians. And don't forget to rate, review, like, and subscribe. It really does help other people find us. You can find us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. The Epcotian Adventure is a $1,000 brunch production and a proud gold member of D23.
Thanks for joining us today for episode 67 of the Epcotian Adventure. I'm Rod.
And I'm Sue.
And we'll see you live.
Bye.
This is episode 67. These are a few of our favorite things.
Or...
Oh, hold on.
I was waiting for Disney Edition.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.